Okay, Oblivion Kisame here. I posted a video for my green mana ramp deck, and as promised, this is a video pretty much explaining everything. Um, so let's go ahead and get started. We got 4 Lena War Elves, pretty much obviously a staple in a lot of green decks. What you got is you got 4, they're 1 creatures, both with 1/1, and you tap it to add 1 green mana to your mana pool, which especially in a mana ramp deck is an essential card. You got Sacred Wolf, which Sacred Wolf cannot be the target of spells or abilities your opponent controls, and it's a 3/1 creature for 3 mana. In my opinion, a really good card. I'd like to get a couple, have a whole entire set of them. Got 4 Sylvan Ranger. It's a 2 mana 1/1 creature, and whenever it enters the battlefield, you can search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it into your hand, then shuffle your library. You got Protein Hydra, which Protein Hydra right now is only in this deck until I get the 4 Elvish Visionary that I need. And what it does is, when it enters the battlefield, X is the amount of, X is +1/+1 counters on it, and if damage would be dealt to Protein Hydra, prevent that combat damage and remove that many 1/1 counters from it. But whenever a 1/1 counter is removed from Protein Hydra, you put 2 1/1 counters on it at the beginning of your next step. So it's actually really hard to destroy Protein Hydra, especially putting it in a mana ramp deck. Makes it like a real badass card. Since you're constantly having mana out, you can kick, by the time you get him out and you kick him to get all those +1/+1 counters, it's gonna be a freaking, how should I say it, it'd be like a horror movie for your opponent pretty much. Next you got 2 Pleca Worm, 2 7/7 creatures. Pleca Worm has trample, and when it enters the battlefield you gain 7 life, and when it is put into the graveyard from the battlefield you draw a card. You got Borderland Ranger. When he enters the battle, he pretty much has the exact same effect as Sylvan Ranger. And with the Pleca Worm, you want to try to get Pleca Worm out by turn 5, so you want to have a good starting hand. You got Omnath, Locust of Mana, an awesome card for a mana ramp, green mana ramp deck, because green mana doesn't empty from your mana pool steps and phases end, and he also gets a +1/+ counter for each green mana in your mana pool. We got Charging Troll, which is a 3/3 creature. It's Vigilance and Regenerate. You got Cudgel Troll, which is a 4/3 creature with Regenerate. 2 Overwhelming Stampede, which is a staple in this deck pretty much. We got 4 Explore, which the 4 Explore lets you add an additional land. You'll play an additional land this turn. You also get to draw a card. And with the Overwhelming Stampede, the reason it's a staple in this deck is because creatures you control not get trample and XX, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. So you say you have Pleca Worm out, and every other creature you get will also will have the exact same strength. So you have 2 Lena War Elves out in the field. They're automatically going to go up to a 7/7 creature with trample. Got 3 Cultivate, which I need 1 more, which once I get the other one I'll be taking Rampant Growth out. So what Cultivate does is you search your library for up to 2 basic land cards, reveal them, put them on one onto the battlefield and the other into your hand. Then Rampant Growth, search your library for a basic land card and put that card onto the battlefield, tap and shuffle your library. So like I said, that will be getting replaced once I get another Cultivate. Got 3 Journey to Nowhere, which what it does is it basically exiles a target creature, and when Journey to Nowhere leaves the battlefield, your opponent gets that card back. I need to get 3 Oblivion Rings, which pretty much have the same effect, but I need 3 of those to finish the deck other than the Cultivate and the Elvish Visionary. Got Whisper Silk Cloak, pretty much makes your creatures unblockable and also gives them Shroud, so it can't be the target of spells or abilities. You got Mage Bane Armor, Mage Bane Armor and Power Armor I'll probably be replacing once I get Sword of Vengeance and Behemoth Sledge. But Mage Bane Armor, a creature gets +2/+4 but loses flying, but it prevents all non-combat damage that would be dealt to the equipped creature. So you're playing a red damage deck. It is not going to really, the creature it's equipped to, they can't get rid of it using spells because that's considered non-combat damage. It won't affect them at all. You got Power Armor, which the target creature gets a +1/+1 until the end of turn for each basic land type among lands you control, which I might be keeping this in because of that. Got 2 Terramorphic Expanses for Searchers, 2 Evolving Wilds for Searcher, Elfin Palace, which gives you tap it and when you tap it you either add a green or a white mana to your mana pool, 5 Plains and 18 Forests. So that's the deck pretty much. If you have any questions about it, let me know, and if you have any Elvish Visionaries, Behemoth Sledge, Sword of Vengeance, and 3 Oblivion Rings, let me know, because I really need those cards. So that's it for now, and